Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to discuss with you today the financial regulatory environment in the Philippines. Together with my partner, May Lovely Jane Sarong, and I, Aaron Alfaro, our session will cover the key regulatory authorities, essential processes such as KYC, KYP, and suitability, anti-money laundering measures, the role of politically exposed person, which is the PEPs, and an ethical analysis of the system. Let us begin by understanding the main regulatory bodies governing the financial sector in the Philippines. Key regulatory authorities. The Philippines has three key regulatory authorities that ensures the stability, transparency, and integrity of its financial markets. The first one, Security and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC. The SEC primary role is to regulate the security markets and to protect investors from fraudulent practices. It carries out several critical responsibilities. First one, approving the registration of securities and mutual funds. Second, establishing guidelines for the disclosure of material information to investor. Third one is monitoring brokers and dealers and fund managers to ensure ethical practices and the suitability of financial advice. So recently, the SEC has focused on enhancing transparency and digitalizing its services to improve efficiency. Another regulatory body in the Philippines is the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. As a central bank, the BSP oversees banks and financial institutions ensuring compliance and monetary and financial policies. So the key responsibility includes regulating the issuance of investment instruments by banks, monitoring liquidity, credit risk, and capital adequacy to promote market stability, and lastly, imposing penalties such as fines or operational restrictions for non-compliance. The last one is the Anti-Money Laundering Council, which is the AMLC. The AMLC leads efforts to combat money laundering and terrorism financing. So its key activities includes collaborating with financial institutions to identify, investigate, and report suspicious transactions, providing training programs to enhance AML compliance among regulators and entities. Lastly, coordinating with international bodies such as the Financial Action Task Force FATF to align with global standards. Together, these regulatory authorities ensure a robust framework for managing financial markets and protecting investors. The KYC-KYP suitability process. The financial regulatory system in the Philippines also places a significant importance on three interconnected processes. The Know Your Client, which is the KYC, Know Your Product, KYP, and the suitability assessment. KYC is foundational to preventing fraud and financial crimes in the Philippines. The process includes verification, proof of address, purpose of account, and ongoing monitoring. Let's talk about the identity verification. Financial institutions requires government issues IDs, such as passport or national ID. For corporate accounts, documents like articles of incorporation are mandatory. Proof of address. Recent utility bills, lease agreements, or barangay certificates are accepted. And the purpose of account. Financial advisors inquire about the intended use of the account, such as savings, investments, or business operation. And lastly, ongoing monitoring. Transactions are continuously monitored to ensure alignment with the declared purpose of the account. Know Your Product KYP. The KYP process ensures financial advisors are well informed about the products they offer, promoting responsible financial practices. It involves product risk assessment, information dissemination, advisor training. First, product risk assessment. Products are categorized based on risk levels: low risk, medium risk, or high risk. Factors such as market volatility, liquidity, and credit risk are analyzed. Information dissemination. Clients are provided with detailed brochures, fact sheets, and prospectus to fully understand the product risks and benefits. And lastly, advisor training. Financial advisors undergo regular training and certification to stay updated on regulations and product offerings. Suitability assessment. The final step in the process is ensuring suitability, which aligns client needs and goals with the financial products they are offered. This involves client profiling, advisory recommendations, and post-sale reviews. Let's talk about client profiling. Clients complete a comprehensive risk assessment questionnaire evaluating their financial literacy, income, and future goals. Second, advisory recommendation. Advisor documents recommendations and ensure they match the client's stated preferences and risk tolerance. And lastly, post-sale reviews. Periodic portfolios evaluations ensure continued alignment with evolving client circumstances. The next slide will be discussed by my partner, May Lovely Jane Sarong.
Thank you, Aaron. Anti-money laundering or AML and politically exposed persons or PEP compliance. The AML framework in the Philippines is designed to prevent the misuse of financial institutions for illicit activities. It has these key features. First, suspicious transaction reports or the STRs. Financial institutions report unusual transactions regardless of the amount. Secondly, the covered transaction reports or the CTRs. Any transaction exceeding 500,000 pesos must be reported automatically. For politically exposed persons or the PEPs, financial institutions must apply enhanced due diligence measures, including obtaining information on the source of wealth and monitoring transactions. The AMLC collaborates globally to mitigate cross border risk related to PEPs. Sample New Accounts Application Form or NAAF. Let us now examine the new account application form or the NAAF as an essential tool for ensuring compliance and suitability in financial transactions. The NAAF captures detailed client information to facilitate risk assessments and regularly compliance. The key sections of this form include the following. We have the personal information, employment and financial details, investment preferences and objectives, and the compliance declarations. For the personal information, this section records the client's full legal name, citizenship, marital status, and dependents. Tax identification numbers, or the TINs, are also required for reporting and compliance purposes. For employment and financial details, clients must provide their profession, annual income, and net worth. This information is critical for assessing financial stability and determining the suitability of the financial products, the investment products. Third, we have this investment preferences and objectives. Clients specify their financial goals, such as a capital preservation, growth, or income generation. This section also assesses the risk tolerance, helping advisors tailor recommendations to the client's capacity for handling potential losses. Lastly, compliance declarations. Clients disclose any affiliations with politically exposed persons or the PEPs and provide consent for compliance checks. Additional waivers authorize the financial institutions to verify the provided information through external databases or regulatory bodies. The NAAF is more than just a form. It is a foundational tool for building trust, ensuring compliance, and tailoring financial services to each client's unique circumstances. So,
This is the
here,
example of the NAP application form in the Philippines. We don't really get the exact application form, but based on our research, this is the most usual questions from the new accounts application form. To continue the presentation, May Lovely James Harm will discuss the ethical analysis and reflection.
thank you, Aaron. So, ethical analysis and reflection. Let us now reflect on the strengths and gaps of the Philippine financial regulatory system. First, strengths. We have this comprehensive framework, in which a comprehensive framework combining the KYC, KYP, and suitability process. Number two, AML measures that align with the FATF guidelines and client centric practices that foster trust and transparency. For the gaps compared to Canada, we have this three: the technological infrastructure, regulatory enforcement, and financial literacy. For the technological infrastructure, Canada's digital platforms enable real time compliance, while in the Philippines, it relies more on manual processes. For regulatory enforcement, it has limited resources, which hinder consistent enforcement in the Philippines. And in financial literacy, Canada invests heavily in investor education through awareness campaigns, which are less prominent in the Philippines. For ethical reflection using the both right lens. Ethical reflection using both rights lens. Applying both rights lens ethical framework, we have this integrity, fairness, and accountability. Integrity, transparency, and ethical behavior are central to the Philippine financial system. For fairness, suitability assessments ensure fairness by matching products with client needs. And in accountability, addressing enforcement gaps is essential for maintaining public trust in the system. For the conclusion, Aaron will gonna discuss the following.
In conclusion, the financial regulatory environment in the Philippines is a comprehensive system that combines strong frameworks, robust anti-money laundering measures, and client-centric practices. The integration of KYC, KYP, and suitability process ensures a high level of due diligence and ethical financial practices, reducing the risk for both clients and institutions. Additionally, adherence to global standards such as the FATF guidelines highlights the Philippines' commitment to combating money laundering and fostering international cooperation. However, there are notable gaps compared to more developed systems such as Canada. The reliance of manual processes in the Philippines hinders efficiency, while Canada's advanced digital infrastructures allows for a real-time compliance and enhanced operational accuracy. Furthermore, resource constraint with Philippines regulatory agencies sometimes result in inconsistent enforcement of rules, whereas Canada benefits from the better funded regulatory bodies. Another significant gap lies in financial literacy. The Philippines lack the widespread public awareness campaigns seen in Canada, which help educate investors and promote informed decision making. To address these challenges, the Philippines could focus on modernizing its technological infrastructure, investing in regulatory enforcement capabilities, and launching nationwide financial literacy initiatives. These improvements would enhance efficiency, bolster public trust, and align the financial system more closely with global best practices. Ultimately, while the Philippine system emphasizes integrity, fairness, and accountability, bridging this gap is essential to maintain its competitiveness and resilience in an increasingly interconnected financial landscape. Here are the references of our presentation. Thank you so much.